right, welcome to part two of my round at Bandon Dunes. There you see the U.S. Amateur signage they have downstairs near the bunker bar. Here we are on hole number 10. This is where you're going to see the round get a little brutal with the conditions. Not so much on this hole, but it's coming. As you can see it sweeping in. But anyway, hole 10, par 4, 339 yards. See how I start out this back nine. Alright, hit a good drive. Wind's bringing it back left. Now I was wondering, should I hit the driver as far as I can up there? There's Captain Nye. The wind blowing him off balance. There's the in the background. But anyway, here's Richie's shot in. I was thinking maybe I should lay up back to there and have a full swing in. So you're going to see, I set the camera up right here. Here's Richie's shot coming in. But I set the camera up right here because you wouldn't be able to see down there where my ball was going. And so I set it up there to record, and I hit such a bad shot, and this is where I ended up. To the right, the recording didn't pick it up. I thought maybe I'd hit a little better one in there and you'd see it roll. But so I was a little perturbed with that shot, and I didn't gauge the speed on this one. And there she goes. Shaking my head on that one. Just gave that a little pull, I think. Limpity limp along there. All right, bogey on that hole when I should have had a better birdie opportunity. Again, you know, should I lay further back? Go down there as far as you can? I don't know. I just should have probably made a better shot coming in. But it was a blind shot, big, huge mound in front of me. So if I was to play that hole again, I'd probably lay back a little further. Here you see hole 11, 351 yards. All right, another good drive. Time to move on. Couldn't find that tee. There's that pin just over that bunker to the left of it. Look at the wind blow. So over this approach shot, I never was comfortable with the yardage and the playing to yardage with that club. I thought maybe I should hit the 5-iron, but I was hitting the 22-degree hybrid like the 4-iron. I just never got completely comfortable over it. Swing was out of sync, and I pulled it. Pull draw with that wind added the spin. And I'm way over here, left of the green, as you can see. And my goal here was just try to bump it into that hill and let it release down to the flag because it slopes down. And I just didn't hit it good enough, as you're going to see here in a second. Started to ruin it for you. But that's a beautiful looking shot, though. The clouds rolling by. Because there's one of those shots you don't want to hit it too far because then there's bunkers on the other side of that green that it will roll off into. So it was just a delicate shot. So here's what I got coming in. Trying to throw this a little bit high, but not low, and just to have a little bit of a check, and it checked a little bit, but not as much as it's hard to get the check out of there, out of these tight lies anyway, especially at my skill level. Here's the putt for bogey, and good looking double there on the card. On to hole 12, beautiful golf hole here. And this is kind of where it got a little dicey with the camera as far as the mist coming in from the ocean. Trying to zoom in here, and it blurs out, as you can see. And that's just, I wiped the lens, and it still was getting blurry on it. So it is what it is. But anyway, we went with like a little punchy 8-iron down here so the wind wouldn't affect it as much. And I executed it. And again, how many times the ball releases in these situations, and it should have ran on the green, and it did not, as you will see here. But I was overall pleased with it, where it ended up. but I just didn't execute this putt. I'll be honest with you, I was waiting on the people. The double bag caddies can be. He had my club, so I had to wait to get my putter, and so by the way, I missed that putt. The recording error. Someone pushed the button that was helping me, and I missed the putt for par. Part of it was, again, like I said, the double bags. There's the blurriness again on the lens. But again, the double bagging, good for them to make that money, but it takes away from the experience because you're waiting for them to get over to you. And then I was waiting for my putter on that one. I'm not dogging them by any means. I'm just telling you what we talked about on the trip is the double bags take away from the experience. And I get it. They were shorthanded on caddies, so the double bags and those guys get to make extra money. I get it. Hey, I'm all for that. But I'm just good drive there down the right side, hit the slope and kick left. And you do not want to miss right on this green, on this approach. I tried, but the wind was blowing hard that way, and oh well, it ended up where it ended up, down in the slope. I remember from the USAM, you wanted to miss it left, and you'd have a better look into the green. So there's what I have looking up, and you're going to see here in a second. But again, back to the double bag caddies. Again, I'm not dogging that, but I'm just telling you the experience that we all talked about is it just wasn't, when I had a single bag caddy, I think the last 2 or 3 days, it was just a much better experience. All right. Scotty was giving me a gauge there, and I pull it here a little bit from where he was telling me to hit it. But overall, I was pleased with where it ended up. Have about maybe a 12-footer for birdie. And again, little Yankee Doodle dandy. By this time, I'll be honest with you, my calf was hurting a little bit. First day of playing, and then walking, and then the travel that we took. I was just getting a little fatigued. Hole 14. Beautiful hole with that dune setting where the green sets right into the dune. And this was one of my favorite holes on the course too, as far as visually. Not a long hole, but the bunkering out there can be a problem. Trying to get balance with that wind. And woo! Overall, it wasn't too bad. It just cleared that bunker and it just ran, as you know, out there. And it ran into this bunker that was far on the left side of the fairway. But here's the approach shot. Those guys up there, you can see the red flag right below them. That guy's up there in the tall grass. But Scotty was giving me yardage, and then he had to hike over to the other, to Brian. I believe he's carrying Brian's bag this round. And he's giving me instruction there, and this ended up being probably one of my best shots on this opening round of golf, especially out of the bunker and that distance with the wind the way it was. And there we go. There's the result. Now here's one of those putts coming up where if I didn't have the caddy, I probably wouldn't have read this much break. So it's good to have caddies in that regard, especially, and I didn't hit it hard enough to stay on that line. But again, I'll take a par after that bad drive. Yep. On to hole 15. I remember this, there's the walk up to it. I remember this hole from the U.S. Amateur. You do not want to miss it well right, and you don't want to go long left. This is just a tough hole. And with the wind conditions like they were, it was 130 some yards. Pin was kind of up front, but I'm telling you, I'm hitting the 22 degree hybrid here. So like my 4-iron. So we were gauging it at about 190 to 200, believe it or not. And I was trying that little punchy shot again, and it was coming towards the flag, and it hits the slope, and you're going to see the result. See it hit that slope and ran down there, and you can see the dew and mist on the lens. And that's where my ball ended up down here. Look at that wind whip. Hey, it was a great experience to experience this much wind in the British Open type courses. So, yeah, I'm glad I did it. Hit a good shot here, bounce it up onto the green, and gave myself a putt for the par here, that one up the hill there to the left. And I didn't hit it. All right, on to hole 16. As anybody that's done research at this resort knows, this is a very unique looking hole. It's one of the, if you want to call it the signature hole of Bandon Dunes, most photographed, whatever you want to call it. It was a cool hole. Look at that. I wish it was sunny during that shot, but at the same time, again, to experience those conditions with the wind, the the ocean mist, the marine layer as they called it, it was a pretty cool experience. And this was a 22-degree hybrid, and again, this ball rode this hard ground, and I missed the gorse bushes to the right here, probably about 5-6 yards, and that's what I got. Got to punch it up there, a little run up there.
Probably like to keep you over that divot.
And we decided to go with we thought the 9-iron, since I've executed that a couple times already in this round. And in this case, you'll see here, I just caught it too well, and there she went. I was worried that this one was going to run off into the ocean, but there's what I got. So I'm happy it ended up there. Gives me a chance to, still make a par. And I had to set the camera up that angle because, as you know, it wouldn't have been a good shot to put the camera down there. And everyone else was doing their thing, so I didn't want them to mess with filming for me. And that's one hard thing about the filming. These guys help me out a lot, but I hate bothering them all the time. They already do a lot putting up with the camera. So, but here are these guys right before me knocking it in. So the lid is off the hole. So let's see what I can do. Just missed it. And again, look at the misery. Oh, and a funny story there is those guys all had shorts on because on the drive up it was warm and it was inland. And then when they get to the course and see how chilly it is when the wind's blowing, they all changed into pants. And I had already switched into shorts. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stick with the shorts. Because on the front nine, it really wasn't that bad. It's just when we hit like hole number 12 is when it got really chilly. All right, hole 17, panoramic view there. So this one, I think this is a 3-wood, and I just wasn't comfortable with this club selection, and I didn't execute. And it's kind of a topper flyer, and it probably only went like 120 yards. But there's what I got left, like 250, I think. So I just take a club to get it back out in the fairway and try to wedge it in from there. And again, it's this uphill little slope, and it's not good for that left leg right now. There's that marine layer and clouds running through. All right, so I'll take that shot. And I got like 100 yards in right here. I think I chose, I think it's the 50-degree wedge, and I could hit that about 110, 115, but here we go. I thought the wind would take it further right, and I must have I pulled that left, so that spin, it didn't help, didn't let it go to the right. So here's what I got left for the par. This was a tough little read up this slope and then back down. Scotty did a good job there, helped me read that one. Here's the putt for bogey. All right, there's a preserve in the background with those guys you saw up there. So not a lot of blue on that card for my bogeys, but here is hole 18. There's the Beautiful clubhouse. And they're wanting me to aim left of the main clubhouse, almost at that far left building. So that's the aiming point there. There's Captain Taylor. Wasn't too happy with it, as you can see. All right, I'm trying to gut this one out and finish strong. All right, I was happy with that drive. You see these deer, this wildlife all over every time, and they rarely move or run from you, so it's pretty awesome. Here's the fellas walking. I like those views, beautiful. So go up the 3-wood, try to get up there as far as I can, especially with these wind conditions. I think I was like 290 out or something like that. And I yanked this one, and it counteracted the wind. The wind probably stopped it from going further left, but Scotty says there's a sliver of fairway, as you see. Not a bad look in. So on this shot, Scotty's telling me, again, try to use that punchy 9-iron and let it run when it hits. And so he gave me that visual, and I put that in my head. I put that in the feel of my swing here. And let's see if I can execute. There we go, a little punchy shot. And you're going to see the result. It's running up right now. Pretty good. You're going to see the result here in a second. He's happy with it. Club exchange. And here's the zoom in for it. Scotty's in the way, but he's happy for me. There we go. There's the zoom in. So I'm very pleased with that. That's going to give me a good birdie look after, you know, some not so stellar shots coming in. And there it comes in at the right. I pulled a little bit. Obviously I didn't hit it. It's not going to go in if you don't hit it. But anyway, par on number 18. Great experience at Bandon Dunes Golf Course. The resort is amazing. Thank you for watching. This channel is about bringing awareness to PTSD and the fire service and my first responder brothers and sisters. So again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for all the other courses coming in the coming weeks. Love you all. Thank you.